Woof. Strap in, kids. This is going to be super fucking weird. Whoops, this guy right here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll go full, but who cares? We'll go full screen on this one. This is this is Trump speaking at Lynette Diamond Hardaway's celebration of life. Good God, help us all. Again, you're not going to hear any talk from me that wishes her, it wishes ill on her family or anything just because she was stupid enough to believe what this dickhead told her about the vaccines while he was telling everybody else the opposite.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American. I'm surprised he doesn't legally have to play it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See, this is a hall that holds 2,500 people and apparently something over like 153 people.
Thank you.
So, at a memorial service.
Well, I want to thank you all. This has been
But I'm not going to.
an incredible time, a very sad time, but it's a time of celebration too, because this is
Because they put celebration on the, if you'll notice, it says celebration right there, so I can say that.
Fantastic woman that we've lost, but we haven't really lost her because she's looking down, and she loved her sister and she loved her family. I talked to her about it. She was a great, passionate woman with a great, big, beautiful brain. And I said, you're a very...
Honest to God, having covered a lot of their videos, I think he's only saying... there's no way he believes that. I think he's only saying it because she liked him.
Different from your sister. And I just learned that she's really not so different. I thought you were the quiet one, I said, Silk is really smart, but she's very quiet. She's not quiet. And what about the voices I heard tonight? I'll tell you, the voices I heard.
Oh, great. He's hearing voices now. Terrific.
Your voice. And it's been incredible. It's really been...
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. The voices, like, because she was shouting about how her sister died of vaccine poisoning, not being vaxxed, and she caught it as a herd animal. That shit, that clip's on Twitter if you want to look it up.
An incredible time. I don't know. So
I don't know. I mean, as times of die, if you're gonna pick a time to die, I'd say this is it.
I've been to many funerals. I've been many events of a lot of different kind, because I don't even know.
Jesus Christ. I've been to a lot of funerals. This has got a lot of all the ones I've been to, this one has the most plants.
I don't know if you call this a funeral. I think I'd call it.
No, it's not a funeral. It's a memorial service, and they're calling it a celebration of life. She's not in a casket. She's not present. God, I hope not.
It's a real celebration, right? I really would.
Yes, it says it on the podium. You wrote it down. This is as bad as Don Jr.'s fucking Post-its.
I really think it is. It's a celebration.
Do you? Did you insist on calling it that because you didn't want to be at a memorial service? So it was your fault.
And thank you, Pastor. Great job. But it's a incredible thing. And I don't believe, they told me, I said, give me a little time, because I have a lot of people waiting for me back in a place called Palm Beach, Florida.
I'm going to throw up. This is already fucking gross.
They said, give me a little time. What do you think it'll take? Oh, about 15, 20 minutes, sir, in and out. I said, well, it could take longer. This is a little longer than 15 minutes, right?
Oh, fuck you. Dude is complaining about how long he has to be here. Because he sat on the dais when they brought him out. So he had to sit through everybody else. And then he had to get up and do his little short piece. They want him to speak for 15 minutes. What a dick. What an absolute asshole.
Right? I've been sitting here for a long time, but you know...
Fuck you. The woman is dead, asshole. Ah. Oh my God. Like, and there's no lead up. Just, yeah. There's no, he didn't ease into it at all. None of this. Just like, nice job, Pastor. Wow, you sure can yell a lot. Fuck, this has been a long thing already. I was supposed to be out of here. I got a tea time, but she was very special. What a fucking asshole. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, no lube, fistful of sand. What? Ah.
What? I've never enjoyed anything more. And
Okay, I'm horrified now. I've never enjoyed anything that involved a dead person more than I mean, this is better than Sex with Stormy. Honestly, and longer, certainly a lot longer. And I didn't even have to watch Shark Week. Although, Jesus Christ.
I believe that this is one of the most beautiful events I've ever attended. I've attended the biggest events, the rich, the poor.
Ew. Yeah, by the way, for all the maggots who are watching, he stopped going to the dignified transfers when our soldiers' bodies were brought home, because after there were 96 of them. After the fourth one, because at the fourth one of the parents was mad at him for getting their kid killed, and he just stopped going. Yeah, just stopped going. 96 of them. He went to 4. 4. Pence went to the rest.
But I have attended the biggest and the best in theory.
In theory?
I tell you, this is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. This is one of the greatest tributes I've ever seen. And I just want to thank Silk. We spoke, and I'm so happy we were able to do this and just get it done. And
just get it done. Fuck. If we get his taxes like in 3 years, and he writes off this time as non-cash contributions to a fucking charity because she has a GoFundMe.
Just get it done and
just get it done. Let's just get it over with. Let's get this memorial. Jesus Christ. This is so awful. And just so like pedestrian awful. He's just gliding through going, let's just do it early. I mean, we don't really have to, we don't want to wait. Just do it. And oh my God.
all those people that are looking on right now, you have a lot of people looking on. You have
a lot of dead people. The whole place is fucking haunted. That's what he said.
A lot of fake news out there that you don't even know they're there. They're there. But I have a feeling they'll even treat it well.
Fuck, he couldn't even do the rally, the rally jab. Her fucking family is filming it, you asshole. Oh, this is so gross.
No, because it can be nothing better. They can't be that fake. There's been no more beautiful tribute to anybody.
Jesus, this is such a scramble
that I've ever seen. So I have a feeling that they're going to treat you very well. I know it's streaming all over, and I know you're going to.
Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we're gonna make it through this shit.
Have a lot of television, and your father got up, and your brother got up. What a voice! Ooh, what a voice! And what a voice!
What a voice! The words he said, I wasn't really paying attention, but it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher to me. You guys. What a voice you guys have. I don't listen to black people, so but wah, 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 that's what it sounds like to me. But wow, his was, compared to the others, his was so loud, and I appreciate that.
And it was just incredible to watch. And by the way, you are a character, McGee. You know? He's a character. I'll tell you what, he's great. He's great. I bet he was one handsome guy, too. Look at him. Look at him. He was a handsome one. It's the most beautiful family. So I just want to tell you it's incredible. It's such an honor to be here, and I'm glad it was long because we had a.
I'm glad it was long.
Pastor, I had a pastor a long time ago, minister, That's what we call them. And
Whatever. You don't go to church. What difference does it make?
sometimes you go to a church service and it's
And sometimes you never go.
not, very exciting. We don't want to say that because it's not about excitement, but sometimes
Jesus Christ. Sometimes when you go to church, it's not very exciting. He has the mind of like an 8-year-old boy falling asleep on his mom's lap in the fucking pew.
you go to a service and you can't get out fast enough, right?
Sometimes you go to a service and you can't get out fast enough. That's just fucking amazing.
But I had a minister years ago, and sometimes great, but I had a minister years ago, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. Do you know?
Yeah, no, he did not go to Dr. Norman Vincent Peale's church on the regular.
The Power of Positive Thinking.
Yeah, he knows the title of the book. Please quote it in your notes.
And this reminds me so much of that. You'd go to church and you would just like him to tell more. He was a great storyteller, actually, and he told stories relative to religion, sometimes relative not to religion. But
he's talking about his actual secular speeches.
He was a preacher at Marble Collegiate Church on Fifth Avenue, which is where I went, and he was an incredible orator, incredible speaker, actually. But he told very interesting stories.
Very interesting. Not like that boring shit you usually hear at church. Spice it up. Tell us about how Lot's daughters fucked their dad.
And many modern day stories and some biblical stories, but he always
you just got to sit through those, though.
Always put it together. And I'll never forget, it didn't happen often because you don't see that too much.
Because you didn't go very often?
Anymore. But you hated when the service was over. Does that make sense? You hated, you said.
He didn't feel that way about church anymore?
Keep going for another couple of hours. We don't mind. And that's a little bit like this. I hate when it's over, in a sense, because it's been so beautiful and so great.
Yeah, that's why you opened up with complaining about how you were supposed to be out of there already. You wanted to get it over with, and it's gone on for so fucking long.
And
he's digging out from what he said. Like he had a brain fart and went, oh, fuck, I said that. I thought I was speaking to whoever, the asshole on my right.
And, the world has lost one of its brightest stars.
He's finally getting to his actual notes. This is going to be painful.
Real star, but I see that we have another star who is equal to, but she stepped up and she is different. I'm serious. I thought I knew them both. I didn't. I knew Diamond, but I didn't know Silk at all. I just learned about Silk. You're fantastic.
There has never been a time when Diamond and Silk were separated around Trump. Every time they've been to Mar-a-Lago or rallies or any of that shit, they have always been together. She's always been right fucking there.
Fantastic. You're going to carry on beyond anybody's wildest imagination.
I don't know. I have a pretty wild imagination. It's going to be hard for her to live up to.
But we've lost one of our purest hearts, and that's for sure. Lynette Diamond Hardaway was a friend, and she was a sister, a mother, and an American patriot, incredible patriot. And she was a stream of energy. She had energy. You have that same energy. I hate to say it.
You hate to say it? That Silk is this? I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
You have that same energy.
I hate to say you're a lot like your sister at your sister's memorial. Fuck me.
A source of joy and a burst of truth.
I hate to say it, you're a source of joy and a burst of truth. I mean, obviously.
A beacon of common sense. What she really had was common sense. That's what
Oh, it's good. Except for that whole not getting vaccinated thing. which would be common sense in any other time.
I sort of think we all need is common sense. You know, we're not Democrats, conservatives, Republicans, liberals. It's like we need common sense.
No, fucking yeah, because he's made Republican more of a toxic brand than even Democrats in his circle now. He doesn't know what the fuck to call himself. Yeah, he might as well just join Andrew Yang's party.
How do you have open borders where millions and millions of
Oh, motherfucker. You know what place doesn't have open borders? Graveyards. Stick to the script, fucko.
people are being let into our country and taking so much away from our country? It's so hard
Yeah, they're digging up people. Oh,
to fix that. You know, things
they're robbing graves. They're grave robbers. And some of them, I assume, are dirty people.
we can fix inflation. We can fix so much of what's been damaged over the last 2 years. We had to go.
We can't fix Diamond. Unfortunately, what she has is rather permanent. But other shit.
Doing so well, but we can fix these things. But
we can't fix Diamond.
you know, millions of people. I think 15 million people.
Oh my fucking God. This is hideous.
Well, they say 3, maybe 4. I know. No, I think it's. They have no idea how many people.
Yes, it's all of them have come through, and none of them want all the job openings that are there. That's it. That is a thing that's never happened.
And
I don't even know why I'm arguing like actual campaign points. This is nothing about the bullshit he's saying, the gish gallop of lies that he'll throw forward. It will ever top the fact that he's doing this at some. She's fucking dead.
they allowed their prisons to be emptied out into.
Oh my God. Uh-oh, Grandpa's got one note. He's just got his fucking triangle and he's just ding, ding, ding.
The United States of America. They allowed their mental institutions to be
Is that how you were? That's what made you available tonight?
emptied out into the United States of America. And
Anyways, where was I? Diamond, that's right. Silk, I'm sorry, but you're a lot like your sister. That's where I was.
common sense would tell you that if you had common sense, you wouldn't be doing that. Mike would know that, but you wouldn't be doing this. Millions and millions of people are coming, and
Yes. There's never not time at a memorial service to just have a little bit of bigotry. Just straight up. Just everybody crossing the border is a fucking drug dealing, violent, homicidal lunatic who's apparently smart enough not to commit a crime as they're going through Mexico so they don't get killed or jailed there. But when they get here, I guess they save it up.
no country would be able to withstand this. No country, whether you.
But not. Can you imagine if this memorial service? Imagine if Diamond just let it, like, bring it back.
You're
Bring
rich
it-
or poor, and we're not really rich. We owe, as of this morning, $31 trillion. So I don't know. You call it rich, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, what's your GDP as a businessman versus your debt? Fuck off.
Maybe not. We spend a lot of money on other countries, and many of those countries hate us, so we give them money. So common sense would tell you all of these things. Inflation was caused by energy.
Oh my God. Did they just slip a page of his regular, his little short videos or some shit in there, and it's just a filing error? No one is this gross. Certainly not.
They stopped the energy, and all of a sudden your gasoline went from $1.87 a gallon to $5, $6, $7. In California, $8 a gallon.
Yeah, because the Keystone XL pipeline that wasn't open and brought Canadian oil to market would have, years from now, didn't happen. Or, post-COVID, everybody went back to work at the same time and refineries had been shut down. There wasn't enough gas to go around, so the price went up. And gouging.
And when your baker makes his cakes, and when your hospitals create heat, and all of the different things you.
Yeah, that's what they're for. That's where most of your heat comes. I get most of my heat from the hospital. Yeah, it's all the people on ventilators. It's just the hot breath coming out of everybody in the ICU. What the ever-loving shit?
need this for. everything goes up, and it's runaway. It's far greater than people thought. And the only reason it's going to start coming down now is because they have to kill it. They have to kill the country. They have to kill the economy to get it down, because inflation is a death sentence.
So inflation's a death sentence. So to stop the death sentence, you have to kill the person. Yeah, you heard that right. So inflation will kill you. So we'll just have to kill you earlier. We're gonna have to. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to put your dog down. Why? Because he's gonna die eventually, and of what he's got. So we're just gonna. What's he got? Nothing in particular. There's no. I mean, there's argument about whether he's even sick at all. He may have a soft landing from the illness that he has, but I think we should just preemptively murder him, because if we don't, he'll somebody help me.
For a country, you just can look back over the last 200 or 300 years, and you look at what inflation has done to many other countries. It is an absolute death sentence.
Turkey has 89% inflation right now, and they still exist. It's not great, but it's not over. The fuck is wrong with him? I don't even know. Again, I don't even know why I'm talking campaign points. Nothing he says, as stupid as it is as fucked up as him saying it at her fucking memorial service.
Wow.
But you,
yeah, and he did say death sentence. I think personally, inflation killed Diamond. I think her heart must have inflated by 6 to 8%, probably much more.
her sister Diamond was taken from us much too soon. We know that. She was a young woman. I was so surprised to hear. Sometimes you're not surprised. I have friends
Jesus Christ.
that are not doing so well, and you see it over a period of time, whether it's age or other things. And by the way, your father's going to be around a long time, I have to tell you that. He better be. We don't want to lose that guy. We're not going to lose. You're going to be around a long. You have a healthy, beautiful family. But I'll tell you, it's today we give thanks for her incredible life, and we take comfort in our precious Diamond. He was, just so precious. And I say now is with Jesus in heaven looking down at us right now.
We take comfort with our precious, what was her name again? Diamond, and this Diamond, and then there's Diamond, and I like to say she's with Jesus Marimba, Jesus in heaven.
And having a good time, and boy, is she proud of that family, that beautiful, beautiful family.
Just keep falling back on that. Whenever you hit a lag point, just comment on how beautiful the family is, because everyone would rather have an attractive family than their dead loved one back.
And I walked in, they were all set for this big photograph, and they're all lined up. I said, this is a good-looking group of people. Sometimes I don't like to take photographs with people that are too good-looking, because you don't look so good. But I did it. But it's a great family, and to Diamond's incredible sister.
Yeah, he didn't have that problem taking a picture of with Joey Molino, the Philly mobster. He was fine with that. Taking a picture with the family of people who he's there to actually eulogize their loved one, that's I don't like that too much. But any rando fucking mobster that comes up to me at the golf course, oh yeah, I'll whip the thumb up and stand there like a dickhead.
No one knew better than Diamond how blessed she was to have you at her side. She wouldn't have been the same person. She wouldn't have been. And I see it.
Yes, few of us would be the same person if we didn't have the same people around us.
Now, more today. I don't know if I thought it that way. I see it now totally today, because I got to know you better today, and maybe watching one of the most incredible speeches. You all made incredible speeches. Incredible speeches.
But were they incredible, though?
And not easy to do, I tell you.
Yeah, we can see that you're struggling. They made it look easy. You're making it look like you're having to jog while gargling sand.
I was almost going to say a few of them I want. I'd like to use that if I may. You're not allowed to plagiarize. Biden can tell you that. But I'm going to plagiarize. I'm going to steal so much of these speeches tonight because some of the words
He's not kidding.
of wisdom, including you, by the way, some
Whatever your name
of
is.
the words, some of the lines are so beautiful and so
Yeah, you know, nobody, one of our great, let's give it up for one of our greatest orators of our time. You person, that, hey, guy.
insightful. But she loved you so much. She loved everybody. She really
Well, then it wasn't special, I guess, if she loves everybody.
loved everybody. And what she was doing that's for the country. She saw what was happening. To Diamond's son, Paris, her father, Elder Freeman Hardaway, Sr., her brother, Freeman. These are incredible people.
Yeah, I'm just learning their names right now.
Her sister, Parika, that's a nice name. And the rest of the Hardaway family.
Yeah, it's a nice name. I didn't pronounce it right, and I'm not even going to try again. But it's good. I saw it written. I saw your name written on the paper. It looks very nice. It's got a lot of R's and Q's and shit in it.
Family, please know that we share in your grief. That's why you have such an incredible crowd of people. I said, let's pick a big place. I don't care. Don't worry about it. Just pick a big place. Because the chapel wouldn't have held the kind of people, the number of people that we have.
Uh-huh. Again, they don't show the audience because the place holds 2,500 and there's like 156 people.
And we're doing it right, and that's the way it should be. And I did notice.
Oh my God, we're doing it right. All right, this king asshole. That's his job title now. Former microblogger, now king asshole. Donald Trump. This is single-handedly the most grotesque shit I have ever seen in a memorial service. That short of someone who hated the dead person and kept it bottled up for decades and then went finally, Mom, you know Dad was a fucking asshole. And stop with your shit, Glenn. Like one of those blow-ups is at least honest.
Notice a big line of very, very nice vehicles outside. That's going to be handled properly, right? So
nobody's going to steal my Uber, are they? I have a car.
we're going to handle it properly. Go out
We're going to what are you, the valet? We're going to handle it properly?
in style. She knew that.
Oh, maybe she is there. I haven't watched the whole thing because, you know, it's the one.
Go out in style.
I almost go out in style. She's already out, dumb fuck. She's dead. She's been dead.
But she's not going out.
Yes, she is. She's gone.
She's not going out.
She's gone.
Going to be with us. Millions of Americans are more.
No, she's not going to be with you. She is not. You don't get to just magically add her to a chorus of guardian angels that are going to help you pick up the pieces of your fucked up life.
This loss, and that's true. I've had so many people that heard I was coming to this today that said, "Oh, it's great." I was at a big meeting this.
Did they say it with that much energy? Oh, it's great. I heard you're going to the diamond thing. Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, that's great. So you can almost hear the heartbeat as they speak.
This morning with a lot of very substantial people, very wealthy.
Very substantial. So you were all fat, I see.
People, some of them good, some of them horrible human beings.
What? Wait. He had breakfast this morning. He had meals this morning with a bunch of very substantial people. Some of them very nice. Some of them horrible human beings.
That heard I was coming to this today that said, "Oh, it's great." I was at a big meeting this morning with a lot of very substantial people, very wealthy people. Some of them good, some of them horrible human beings. That's how they became wealthy.
That's how they became wealthy. Oh, so the Saudis.
But they said to me, "That's really nice. You're going to North Carolina today. That's really nice." They really liked it. And
They really liked that you were doing that thing. They were like, "Oh, you going? You're leaving, are you? What time are you leaving? Can you leave the key for the room where you kept some of the other classified documents, right? Where where the photocopies are."
Really liked it because they liked her.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, which ones? The nice ones or the horrible human beings? Were they big Diamond fans?
And they like Silk, and they like
Which one? Did the horrible human beings favor one over the other?
that I was going. So, and I'm much happier now. I'm much happier now that I came
Oh, good. Well, at least you're happy. She's fucking dead.
than I was even when I was on the journey over, because I learned so much today.
Oh my God. This hurts. This is just so stupid. This is awful.
I learned so much.
Yeah. Like, other people can actually talk unprompted and not sound like a complete fucking idiot. Even, quite frankly, complete fucking idiots.
So we want to keep Diamond's memory alive, and you're going to be able to do that. You are going to do that. So
With this commemorative Trump coin. That's right. I'm selling these, all to benefit the campaign, by the way, not tax deductible. On the front, there's a picture of me, and on the back, a picture of me. We were going to have Diamond, but we didn't have time, so $500. Get them while they are still worth $6.
the first time I heard about Diamond and Silk was from our great First Lady, very popular First Lady, I have to say.
So it's true. She's sleeping with the guy from Tiffany's.
She's
Yeah, she's always on the go. She's always got these big, strapping security guys who, she's always, I'm spending the night someplace and for this event that I'm doing. She's always out there. She's flying off to Monaco and places like that, and then she comes back all exhausted and grinning, and then I don't see her again.
She was on the cover of so many magazines until she met me. Then they said, keep her off cover.
Yeah, I think she was the centerfold of a couple.
She was a great, great, beautiful woman. She was on so
And then what happened?
many magazines, and then she meets Trump, and they say, let's keep her off, even though their sales, what they don't figure, Mike, is that their sales would have doubled, tripled, quadrupled. And the cool thing about her is she...
Wait a minute. So the sales would have doubled, tripled, and quadrupled because she's married to you, not because she's just attractive and worth having on covers? That's very romantic.
couldn't have cared less. She couldn't have cared less. But she came to see me. She said, do me a favor. Come over here.
She didn't say that very often.
I don't have time for this. What is it? No.
Wow, that's sweet. So she just says, do me a favor, come over here, and that's your response? For the record, whenever Summer says something like that, it usually ends up with me getting a kiss. So I'm just saying, fuck you.
No, you'd have to come right now. I said, okay. Yes, ma'am. We know how that is, right? You know how that is. I know.
Yeah, chicks, am I right? Fucking whatever. The bitches be this and that.
You are married to a strong one too, right?
She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up. Fucking hell.
But she said, there are these two unbelievable women on the internet. It was really nobody. They were on the internet. Deep down.
What? On the internet? I'm not familiar with this space. So there's two women, they're on the internet, and they're not shit-talking you. Is that the miracle? Because most of the time when you get more than one woman together, often a woman by herself, talking about Trump online, if they're not already shit-talking you, it's just a matter of time. Ask Ann Coulter.
Down. And it's incredible to watch. Could you just watch this, please? All right, okay. So I did, and I immediately looked at these two people. I said, it took me like 30 seconds. I said, this is incredible. It was Diamond and Silk. And
30 seconds. He was like, yeah, this is great. Oh, it's terrific. Okay, fuck that. Yeah. In 30 seconds, I knew it was magic. Instead of actually listening to what they fucking had to say and bailing early.
They were deep down on the internet, too. They were very...
Were they? They were in a shithole part of the internet.
Similar to what they became. They just had a little nicer dresses, a little nicer outfits later on. But the same thing, you know, I hope you're making a lot of money. I hope you have to go with everything else. I hope they deserve it. They took a lot.
They, motherfucker, they was two people. One of them's dead. She, Silk by herself. She's, Diamond's dead, fucko. She's fucking dead. There is no they. She's not making any more money. We could safely say.
A heap. But they look the same. I mean, as they do. They haven't changed. And
yes, they have. One of them has changed a lot. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out. There's something different about Jim. Did he get his hair cut? He's dead. Oh, the coffin. Right. That's awake. Okay. Gotcha. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I thought I was like, has he been working out, or did he need a drink, or had too many? I couldn't figure it out. Is it dead? Is it? He's dead? Oh, okay. That's good. It was something. It just threw me off.
they were doing their shtick, as they say. And I said,
no, they don't call it shtick. Someone else called it shtick.
this is incredible.
Shtick.
And we watched, and then we found out about them. And eventually I met with them, and we got to know each other, and we liked each other. And you went on to great success. But more importantly, I think the success you wanted was really for people to see what was going on, both good and bad in our country. Good and bad. A lot of good things.
Yeah, I think one of the goals might have been to keep living.
Things happened. I don't see them happening now, but we'll straighten it out. But you wanted to make sure that our country knows what's happening. And it was really an incredible, that was the First Lady. Please take a look. And I looked, as soon as I saw him, I said, you got to be kidding. This is incredible. So sharp, so smart.
No, you were watching something else. Or your idea of what those are is just fucking pitiful. But no, smart and sharp is not how I would describe how they broke down issues. As a matter of fact, they kept getting punted from dumber and dumber networks because of the shit they talked.
So beautiful, so cute. So they'll say, oh, you shouldn't say cute. It's terrible.
She's dead.
Terrible to say. No, they were cute and beautiful.
Which one was cute and which one was beautiful? I'm guessing he'd assigned something. I mean, it's one of them's dead.
They were everything.
They are everything. Well, one of them is. The other one is missing one characteristic, which is being alive.
And a few months later, I invited the duo to a rally right here in the great.
Right, because every time he saw them, they were together. But he just met Silk tonight. He just learned who she was and how she was, and always been together. How much you want to bet he didn't know the difference until one of them died? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet the reason he thought whichever one was talking was the one that talked before and the other one was quiet because they were the quiet one, but it didn't matter.
State of North Carolina, which we won twice, very big, and I wanted.
Oh, fucking hell. I only do memorial services for people who die in states I won. Fuck you, Arizona.
I thank Laura for that, because Laura was great. You know, you have a great new senator, Ted Budd. Before Ted, because I knew Ted in it, but I asked Laura, would you do it? And she said, no, I'd rather not. She could have walked away with it. She wouldn't have even had a campaign. I said, Laura, you're so popular here, you wouldn't even have to campaign. She would have won. But
Means Laura Trump.
She also knew that Ted Budd was a great guy, and that
the other Republican donors would not let her marry her way into Trumpistan, and then get a fucking seat.
somebody very good would be. And she said, maybe I could get back to my life. I have a wonderful husband. Could I have a normal life for a little while?
Wait, she divorced Eric?
And it'll never be normal, though, will it?
No. She's around you and your kin. It's always going to be weird. It's going to be fucking surreal like this all the time. Everywhere Trump goes, it's a memorial service for his 2020 loss, and we're all sitting in the back going, will there be snacks?
But Laura's been so incredible on the job she's done. I mean, she campaigned for me here twice, and the people loved her, and
they don't need more, I guess.
made it a lot easier for me. It was almost a state I didn't have to worry about. We won easily, and we won big, and along with many other states. But so I want to thank Laura. It's really
something for being here. She didn't really know Diamond, but she's sitting here because it was, it was a quick drive. They live, like blocks from her house. So she jogs. She's still in her jogging outfit, really.
Something very special. You're here for two reasons. You're here for the state, and you're here for this family, this incredible family that we talk about. I turned over.
That you talk about? What was their last name again? What was the name again? Who the person that you're? No?
Over the podium, and Diamond loudly and proudly declared, I want everybody to know that we stand behind Donald J. Trump. This was so early. And it was an incredible thing because, I've done a tremendous amount of work for the African-American population.
Oh, fuck me. Here we go. Tremendous amount of work for the African-American community. What do you think? Criminal justice reform? It's going to bring that up because he can't think black people without thinking about crime? What do you think? Well, oh, God. Letting them get near me and say nice things about me, it's charity in and of itself.
The black population. I always ask, what do you like better? African American, black, there's many different.
Oh, God. Oh, God. He's field testing his bigotry.
Different terms that they said, we like black. He just said, we like black.
The white lady over there said we like black.
Because I was always saying African American, but many people said, we like black. And they said, cool.
Was it the horrible people at lunch today who thought it was great?
Well, let's say whatever you want.
No. Do not say whatever you want. Because that includes shit you said on The Apprentice when you thought the cameras weren't rolling. Don't say whatever you want. You stick to one of those two choices and then shut the fuck up.
But let's get the job done.
Let's get the job done because I think we can all agree that talking to black people is work, right? Where'd everybody go? What happened?
Let's get the job done. And
yeah, because talking to black people, it's like I feel like I should get paid for that part of it. It's just,
to have these represent so early. But I'll tell you, even later on, because we did so much for the small, in many cases, small colleges, universities, but the black colleges and...
Oh, shit. I don't know. You have to mention like these. I mean, not obviously the black ones are not. They don't have a lot of people. They don't have, if you think about it, black colleges, small colleges, same, because apparently they just don't have a lot of people who maybe don't want to go to college. They don't.
Universities, they would come to see me. You knew this very well, so they would come to see me. The first year they came in, And there were like about 100 presidents of the black.
Oh, this is we've seen this before. For those of you that haven't been with the show since lockdown, this motherfucker likes to mention that the people from the HBCUs would come and talk about funding because it had to be renewed every year, and he just decided to do it in one fell swoop for the next 3 years so he wouldn't have to fucking see them again. See, they heard that they come back, and you got to glad hand and take pictures. He's like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna fund it anyways, right? Yeah, just fund it for the next 3 years because I don't want to hang out with these assholes. I don't want them coming back. Yeah, sit there and listen to their Jesus stories.
Black colleges and universities that would come to see me. They call it historically black, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it. I don't know why they just call it that.
And they would come in to see me. And first year they saw me, and I, met them, and they were really nice. A couple of them I really thought were incredible, actually.
Some of them were horrible people, but that's how they ended up being black, I suppose.
And I said, what do you have? Well, we have to renew the money that we need to get along. Some of these schools have so much money, but we have to make sure we get it going. I said,
to make sure we get it going.
It's too bad that you have to come, but that's okay. Then, I got them all the money they needed, everything times a lot.
Times a lot. No, he didn't. Times one. Times one. Just the money that's in the everybody signs on to. The Congress, the Senate's there. It's just to make sure that the president doesn't veto it.
I got them more than they asked for. Then.
Mm-hmm. Did you?
They came in the following year. I didn't know this, but the following, so now it's 2 years, they came in again. I said, wait a minute, do you have to come here every year? Yes.
Yeah, because I don't want to do this.
Sir, we've been doing this for many years. And he said, one of them said, it's like we're beggars. We come in, and it's like we're beggars. And we don't like having to do it. I said, you shouldn't have to be. You should be focused on your school and
not whatever. You should be focused on not being here. So
getting everybody well educated and do the job that so
obviously you haven't been doing. So
many of them were doing so well. And I got them 10-year funding, and I got them funding at a level that they couldn't believe. You remember that? It was so much higher than they were asking for. It was more than double what they were asking for. They hit pay dirt with me.
Well, because they were asking for the single year in the budget, and you... All right.
Nobody ever talks about it. You talk about it, but not too many people talk about it. But, Pastor, you knew.
And you never met with them again. Literally using taxpayer money to get rid of people you didn't want to be around. That's why. Because Republicans would bring it up all the time, except it's so overtly gross.
You knew that very well. You saw it. And you have an incredible lieutenant governor who's sitting up here right now. He knew it. He knew it. He's going to be, I think he's going to be the next governor. What do I know? But you have an incredible lieutenant governor. And
okay, so that guy's doomed.
I'm so close to endorsing you. You practically have it. He knows. When he's ready, he knows what's going to happen. Those endorsements mean a lot, don't they? But,
no.
But you have an incredible lieutenant governor, and you know what we did for the...
Yeah, Joey, I know this is rough. I think he's only got another couple minutes.
For the schools, and we're so happy to have done it. And I said the only thing I had them in, they were all like high-fiving each other. We got 10 years, we got long-term financing and everything. And I said the only thing bad is I'll probably never see you guys again, because they were great people. And I got to be very friendly with a lot of them, but I probably won't see them again,
I certainly am not going to go to their places. I've never seen them again, because that means I would have to go to an HBCU, like visit the campus or something, and black, you know what I mean?
This journey of life and through life.
Yes, it's a big world out there, and I try to keep as few black people in it as possible. What the fuck? What's stopping you other than being an asshole?
Because they have everything, and they're set now for a long period of time.
But yeah, and I only, talk to people who need something from me. Once they've got it, then we have to have real conversations, and who the fuck wants that?
And we did criminal justice reform.
Well, what I say. What I fucking say. That's what the blacks want. They just want criminal justice reform. They just want, they can't think about anything else when it comes to black people. It's just automatic. It's just a knee fucking jerk.
By the way, this stuff is not in the speech that I'm writing about.
Oh, we know. It's just you rambling about your fucking self.
But that I had these genius speechwriters. They wrote the most beautiful speech, but I think...
Yeah, and they were like, it's a memorial, you fuck.
I think it's important to say, because you had a lot to do with what we've been able to do for the black or the African-American population of our country.
No, she fucking didn't. Diamond and Silk did no such thing. They're anti-BLM. They're not even pro-HBCU, you dipshit.
Okay. And, I think it's good, because that's...
I think it's good. You got to do a thing for the black people and stuff if you fucking... Oh, God. By the way, please don't be offended by anything this asshole says, because he's not a serious human being. I recognize it's a former president and blah, 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 but, it's dribble cup time. This is ridiculous.
It's a celebration about what's been done.
It's a celebration of what's been done. This motherfucker just hijacked Diamond's celebration of life to make it a celebration of his own accomplishments. I don't know why anyone should be surprised. As a matter of fact, this is fucking peak Trump. These people are getting exactly what they ordered.
But the daughter of hard-working parents who founded their own church, think of that.
Wow, who does that? I wish I could do that. Maybe a pineapple farm.
Diamond held down multiple jobs as a young mother, and we've discussed it a little bit. I've watched the incredible children discuss it in the family.
Just watch them. I've watched them talk. I didn't listen to what they were saying, but I watched. Their mouths were moving, noises were coming out. I recognized the name came out every so. I'm like a dog with its owner. I hear the word ball, and I heard my own name, and that's pretty much it.
They discussed it. At one point, she had night shift in a factory.
She had night shits in a She had night shits in a factory. Who hasn't worked a night shift and had the night shits at one point? It's all the sitting, I think.
7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and then she worked at her second job on top of that, okay? I said, not a lot of time. Today, they don't talk about that. Today, it's like, can we take Fridays off? Let's not work. Let's have Fridays off, and before that, now it's going to be Thursdays. How about just let's take everything off? And actually...
He's talking about I think, McConnell's Senate.
It has worked out that you have a lot of people that aren't working at all right now. But this is just the opposite. 7
She had to work a 12-hour shift, 7 to 7, and then go to work at another job while raising 4 kids in the snow uphill.
p.m. to 7 a.m., and then she went to the second job. But she did great no matter where she went. She saw her community devastated by the ravages of NAFTA. That's the worst trade deal ever made in the history of our country. And I changed it to the USMCA. That was such a bad deal. That's Mexico and Canada.
Oh, is it? I was wondering what the M and the CA. I thought it was, Metro Goldwyn Mayer's offshoot record label or something. I don't know.
And they ripped off this country for many, many decades.
Bloody Mexicans. You know what I mean?
And everyone said this.
Canadians, even worse.
There's no way you're going to be able to end NAFTA. Just one of many things we did.
Yeah, he didn't. They modified it. Those modifications were on the table for years. And?
We did so many things, but Space Force and rebuilt our military.
Oh, God.
Biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history. Right to try, that's where you can use medicine that so many people are living right now because you...
Not Diamond, of course.
Used medicine that's very advanced, but it won't be approved for years by the FDA.
Yeah, you can give it a try. She should have... She didn't? She did. Oh, she did try it. And then what happened? Oh, she's dead. That's right. I forgot where I was for a second.
And, we got them... if somebody's terminally ill, they can use it.
Mm-hmm. just saying. Some of this shit sounds worse than the other.
Instead of traveling to Europe and Asia and all the different places.
They could just die right here in South Carolina.
And thousands of people are now living because of Right to Try.
And one of them is not Diamond. I got it, yeah.
But she persevered, and she went through all of the challenges and the hardships and never lost that incredible, joyful spirit.
No, I covered her clip. She was very angry and bitterly so about random shit quite often.
On June 16th of 2015, Diamond and Silk were at home watching a certain network, which I won't name.
Oh, and he's going to they saw me coming down the golden escalator, and
I can't believe you were watching that network. And I announced my campaign for president, and they were lifelong Democrats, but they ultimately later, very quickly later, said that, oh my God, he's right. This was a statement. Oh my God, he's right.
And that was the 30 seconds he needed to see of why now he's friends forever. That's, yeah.
Because we were talking common sense. We were talking about health.
Mexicans being rapists and murderers, and some of them being nice people. Probably those are the ones that were carrying the drugs across the border, the meth.
And we were talking about walls. Remember I said walls, walls. Oh, what a horrible thing to say. Well, the meantime.
Yes, but just saying walls is very upsetting to a lot of people.
They worked. We had the safest border in our history. Safest southern border in the history 2 years ago, and now we have the most unsafe, I would say, in the history of the world, because
again, before the wall, now after the never mind.
There's never been a border for a third world country that would allow a thing like this to happen, where tremendous numbers of people are coming in. Many of those people, again, are from prisons.
Ask Iran
and
Pakistan.
Institutions, mental institutions. They're just dumping them into the United States. It's so sad for everybody, including them, but it's so sad. And when you think of it...
Again, how are they dumping them in the United States? So these people are crazy, and they just, they cattle prod them across the border?
These countries are very smart. I know many of the leaders, and these are streetwise, very smart people. They probably can't believe with what they're dealing now.
Yes, they can't believe with what they're dealing now.
These are streetwise, tough, smart people.
Mustachioed, a lot of them, very sweaty.
And when they clean out their prisons and give them to the United States, and when they clean out their mental...
Wait, they gave us their prisons and their mental
institutions and all...
Well, at least they were clean when they gave them to us. That was nice.
All of these, the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars that they're saving. So, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame, and our country's putting up with this. But Diamond knew this, and Silk knows it maybe better than anybody, and they talk about it in the...
Well, as far as synapses that are firing between the two of them right now, she's got...
Doing something about it. People are aware of it, and I just don't think they're going to accept it. I don't think they're going to accept destroying the United States of America. I don't...
Yeah, that's why you lost last time.
I think they're going to accept it. And these are two of our biggest voices.
One. The other one is fucking dead. You're at her memorial service.
When they did the video, it became a viral sensation. As soon as people saw these two incredible people and incredible characters. And
okay, so they're pretending?
Like our movement itself, Diamond was...
Oh, your movement? It was viral? It was a viral movement?
She was so tough and so smart and so much fun. And the combination was like it's something, it just worked. It just worked.
Yeah, the combination of smart and character and vibrant and angry, and it just worked. It was whatever they were doing. It was the thing. I saw it. I was like, that's a thing. I'm for that thing.
You know, nobody knows why things work, really, especially when it's something so amorphous. I mean...
Yeah, it's just like it's like a cloud, man, but it forms into the shape of a bunny, and you're like, wow.
Who would know why it works?
Nobody knows.
Put two superstars together,
and then lose one of those, which is why we're here today.
And it doesn't work. I mean, I shouldn't say this. I'll say it quickly. I'm sure the press won't cover it, but
No, no one's watching this but me.
When I did The Apprentice, it became the #1 show on television.
Yeah, because it was prurient interest of people who have respectable careers or previous fame listening to a dickhead like you.
And it did well for years. I was on for 12 years, 14. It was so successful, they put it on a few years, twice.
Yeah, reruns.
It's 2 seasons in one, which is a little unusual.
Yeah, they were trying to get rid of the contract early.
And then I said, I'm going to run for president. And they said, no, please. And the heads of NBC, can you imagine? NBC loved me. Now they hate me. So maybe that's the reason. I said, no, I'm leaving. I've done it for 12 years now. I'm
leaving. I'm going to leave so that you guys don't have the burden of canceling me. Because I'm a shrewd businessman.
14 seasons, and it's been a tremendous success. And
it's never coming back.
I want to run for president. And the head of NBC came, head of reality television came. They all came to my office to try and get me to sign a 5-year contract.
For a lot less money on NBC Plus, which didn't exist at the time.
3 years, 5 years, we'll do whatever you want to do. They wanted 5, ideally. And I said,
you should have taken it.
No, you can get somebody else. I said, who do you recommend? Because I've had great heart for the show, owned the show. The whole thing was Mark Burnett, who was a terrific guy, myself. We created something very special, The Apprentice, and then it turned into Celebrity Apprentice. They said, who do you like? Who do you think? And they recommended Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a big movie star, right? And he, I said, that sounds like a great idea. He should be able to do well. I wanted to see it do well, although I'm not that sure about that. I had a choice. Do you understand this, Mike?
Okay, first of all, Schwarzenegger giving business advice is kind of it's a little bit like Shark Tank. Shark Tank does pretty well, but you have to like the show and want to watch it. It's like some HGTV shows. You have to be invested in it and care about either the people who are on as guests or contestants, because it's a fucking game show, or you have to be a big believer in or shocked by the ridiculousness of the host. Schwarzenegger was very reasonable as someone to talk about success and whatnot, but unless you were invested in this kind of format, who gives a shit? The reason it worked with Trump and why it was on for so long is because it was a fucking joke.
If he did really well, they'd say, what the hell do we need Trump for, Trump? If he did really poorly, maybe I won't make any money if that happens. But if we did really poorly, I can say, see, I'm the only one that can do it. Well, he did really poorly. He got no ratings. That thing was a disaster. Well, they got Martha, too, right? Martha.
And a lot of people didn't want to watch it because Trump still owned it and made money off of it.
Stewart, they put her in there. That was a disaster. And then they got...
you should talk to her attorneys.
Arnold, and he was a disaster. So I never really figured it out. I probably will someday before it's the end.
Nope. It'll bother you till the end.
For me, but I never figured it out. I don't think I've ever discussed this with anybody.
No, just vamp. Just vamp. It's a good place to do it. It's basically, if this isn't therapy, what good is it?
You're bringing out the best in me tonight. But they got Martha Stewart. Do you remember that? And she was a disaster.
Yes, Martha Stewart.
So it's just one of those things. And the only reason I'm so nasty to her is that she was supporting Hillary Clinton. So why would I be? I don't care. When they don't support me, I don't support them. Do you understand that, Pastor? He understands it.
Do you understand that, Pastor? No, that's the one guy in the place that shouldn't support that. Everybody else, totally. They can be dicks all they want. But the pastor's got to go, no, actually.
Lieutenant Governor understands.
That's how Jesus was. He didn't like him. Yeah, fuck you.
That's it. When they don't support.
Does this leper like my shtick or what? Does he like loaves and fishes? You want to see the loaves and fishes? Oh, he wants me to heal him? Has he said anything nice about me lately? His tongue fell out. That's not an excuse. He could write something in the sand with the bone that's sticking out of the end of his hand.
Support me. Why should we support them? But like our movement itself, they were amazing. It was an amazing movement. There's never been a movement, MAGA, Make America Great Again. When they knock it, they say, we got to stop MAGA. I said, Make America Great Again. It's such a great, there's never been a phrase like that. I think it was When people said, what was, because I do nicknames for people, probably a lot of you heard this.
Oh, dear God.
I could name them all, but I can't because some of them are now very good friends of mine, so I promised I'd never say it again. But others aren't. Crooked Hillary and so many others.
Yeah, the hits. Play the hits.
Low Energy. Remember Low Energy?
Yeah, what was his name again?
I mean, we could go through the whole
Yeah, we could. Can you remember their whole names or just the weird little phrases?
Pocahontas. She said she was an Indian, so I called her Pocahontas, and everyone said, oh, that's terrible. Our great senator from Mass.
Silk is laughing her ass off at her sister's funeral because he's calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas.
Massachusetts, yeah, she said her mother said she was an Indian, but she couldn't prove it, right? Remember 1,117, right? She was 1,000th and 17. You can't even say it, and 17th Indian. That means somewhere along the line over the last million years, somebody got into that chain. Remember? And she was so happy, you know, she went out.
This is again, for those of you that are lost now, this is at Diamond's memorial service.
And she got this report from somebody, one of these guys that does this stuff, you know, who are your grandparents? Who are your great-grand? And this.
Yeah, that's whowereyourgrandparents.com. That's where she went. Because you can't think of Ancestry and 23andMe?
This guy gave her, and she was so happy at the fact that, you know, probably 1 in 7,000 encounters. But she wasn't an Indian, but she said she was because she had high cheekbones. Remember that? She said that. No, that was her. She said she was because she had we talked about that.
Yeah, that's why he's bringing it up, because they were just talking about it. Somebody brought up Pocahontas to him, and they thought it was great, like, over snacks.
Anyway, so her name was Pocahontas, so she was.
Who? What was her name again? Her actual name? What's her real name?
And they said, we want you to apologize to her for what you've said.
Who? What's her name? What was her real name?
And I said, so I'd like to apologize to the real Pocahontas for the real one. But she had a tremendous sense of humor, Diamond. She would have had fun today.
Yeah, if she wasn't dead.
And probably is having fun today. And she.
Nope, she's definitely not having fun today.
She was determined to speak.
I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks. You're just getting into the handbook for the newly deceased. You're probably in the middle of chapters where they set all the rules about not haunting and stuff, and whether you blow them off or not.
The truth and uncensored, unfiltered, and she was
incomprehensible.
Afraid. She was really unafraid. It's true.
No, she was fairly afraid. Probably very afraid at the end.
True. She didn't care. You know, some people when.
Not caring.
We got deep into stuff. It's tough stuff, and they sort of they were afraid. Bill Barr was afraid. He was afraid he was going to be impeached. So
oh my God!
He didn't do what he should have done, and other people were afraid. I don't blame them really. You know, it's vicious. We're dealing with a vicious group of people. They're Marxists. They're communists, and in some cases they just don't know what they're doing. But, you know, they're afraid. Diamond.
Yeah, it's one thing to have communists, but incompetent communists who aren't even sure what communism is. They're the worst.
And was not afraid. She wasn't afraid. The world came to love her signature sayings known as diamondisms. For example, don't get it twisted, right? That was a pretty one that she used, but it came out much better when she said it than when other people said it. Diamond also.
You mean you?
Also had a way with rhythm and rhymes.
Oh, boy.
They only smear who they fear. She liked that one. They only smear. There's truth to that.
No, I mean, this is something that someone who's afraid of criticism would say.
They must fear me a lot because I am getting smeared. Russia. Remember Russia? The people.
Oh, my God.
Get on with it. 2.5 years. Russia. It turned out to be a hoax. I mean, we knew it was a hoax from day one.
Nope.
Took 2.5 years to prove it was a hoax. And despite that, we did more than any administration.
Not even close.
Probably in history in so many.
Nope.
Other ways. In
so many other ways. Ways, outside of like legislation And I mean, golf, sure, golf, like that.
We had to
golf.
fight all these hoaxes. We're still fighting them. We're still fighting them. We have the boxes hoax, you know, I call it the boxes, the document hoax. And then it turns out, how about a few days ago, I'm watching and I say, there's a breaking alert. I go, oh, here we go. Joe Biden has stored the most confidential of confidential, right?
No, not even close.
The most precious documents.
Nope.
In an unsecured office. But that was the good part.
No, it was in a locked closet in a secured office. What do you think? There's a rotating door in his pen office? Are you nuts?
It was the garage that's really
I
killed.
don't even know why I'm arguing this point. This motherfucker he's at a memorial.
All right, that garage is, and you look back at the Corvette, and then you look behind the Corvette, and this paper is just like dumped in a big pile. The garage is bad.
The garage is bad.
And I looked up, I said, thank you. Thank you. We did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong.
Yeah, you actually dodged a subpoena and moved documents after you'd been subpoenaed.
If I was president, I had the right to declassify.
Yeah, but you didn't.
But this,
and you didn't. That's why you handed over a red envelope. Again, why am I arguing? We've talked about
the
this
right to do it. I was president when I left. I was president when I arrived. I was president. I had the right to do all this stuff.
And he didn't.
If it comes under the Presidential Records Act and the Sox case, which totally is good. But he wasn't. As
it totally is good.
The vice president, you come under something much different. It's the Federal Records Act, and it's very tough. And
Obama signed an executive order allowing Biden to classify and declassify documents. Same level as the president.
You don't have the right to declassify it.
Yeah, he did.
Et cetera, et cetera. So
he's not even arguing that, though. Trump, by the way, handed over documents in a classified form because he hadn't declassified them. So after a year and a half.
Hey, look, I hope he's going to be okay, and I do, but it's very tough.
Because if they go hard on him, they're going to be devastating with you.
The good thing from his standpoint is the system is rigged, so that's the best thing he's got going. That's really the only thing he's got going. The system is rigged.
Right, and that's why you want to be president again, so you can get that rig in front of you.
And perhaps most famously, she said, "We classy and we sassy, but if you cross us, things may get nasty." Famously, she said, "We classy and we sassy, but if you cross us, things may get nasty." But you know, more than the sources of wit, she was a wellspring of
the sources of wit.
Wisdom. She was a very wise person. I think the whole family is wise when I listen to them, even the young ones. So wise, you've done well. You've done well. Good, very good genes, right?
Oh, my God.
And I loved your husband.
Yeah, wisdom's a genetic thing. It has nothing to do with life experience.
When you're speaking, he's standing back. I never saw a husband like this. He's so cool. And then he walks up and he'd keep patting her in the back. He's the greatest husband. Where did you find it? No, seriously, it was so loving and nice. I was impressed with that. Look at it.
You were embarrassed by how cold you are to your wife?
I'm holding hands.
Your third wife? All your wives?
That's good. That's good. No, I thought it was very nice.
Yeah, Melania doesn't hold my hand anymore unless she's, contractually obligated to.
Could I have water, darling? He hands her a little water. What do you mean a guy like this? Right? That's a good combination. But about politics.
Yes. Where are these guys that give a shit about their woman? He's like an alien.
Political correctness, Diamond said, we saw how people were sugarcoating things, and too much sugar makes you sick. What a great line that is. I don't know if it was somebody else's, so she probably made it up herself. because you'd think that would be a line. I've never heard it. We don't
She didn't seem smart enough to come up with something like that, and it sounds pretty well put together. I don't know what it means.
don't
but-
need to rewrite the Constitution. You need to reread the Constitution.
Yeah, that's not hers. That's been around for a long time.
And about our common bonds, Diamond said there's only one race, the human race. As all of our lives matter in this room, we're all together. We're all together in this crazy, beautiful, horrible, terrible, but just here we are, whether you like it or not, right?
I can't tell if he's talking about like the theater of life or this stupid event.
In this world.
I don't know why I'm here. We're here. We're all in this together. I can never get out.
World. In 2016, at Silk's suggestion, the sisters prayed every day at 11:21. 11:21.
I've never seen this before. Other people wrote this.
The time I had announced my campaign, and when
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
those prayers were answered and they came to see me at the White House, we had that big victory. There's never been a victory like that in this country because
Well, there certainly wasn't a second one.
it was a different kind of a candidate, to put it mildly, and nobody had ever won. Do you know, in the United States history, the history of our country, it's been either a politician or a general who won a war, Eisenhower, others,
All right. First businessman.
Washington, so many others, but
Yeah, well, everybody makes mistakes.
about 92% politicians and 8% generals, military leaders. And there was never anybody that came in who did well in business and a business person that was elected president. A lot of people said for that reason it was maybe undoable. You know, we've been going on many, many decades
Yeah, you were counting on actually not winning. We could tell by the look on your face.
of lots of elections. A lot of people tried, but they never got close. And so we had a victory in 2016 that was amazing. And we then did better in 2020 than we did in 2016. And we got screwed.
Yes, we did.
We got screwed. She knew it better. She says it better than anybody. But we did better.
Wait, is the casket there? Did he just point? Is she on stage? Like, because the Silk and all them are over to this side. Is she? Ugh.
You know, we got millions and millions more votes than we got. I was told by the leading pollster, John McLaughlin, who was a great guy.
Yeah, the only Trump-friendly pollster who apparently just was, I think his general in charge of blowing smoke up Trump's ass.
And he said, "Sir, have you got 63 million votes," which is what we got in 2016. Nobody can beat you. Well, we got close to 75 million votes. That's of the votes that they accept. That's not including the real votes, you know, the additional votes. But, right, this is the all-time expert is sitting on our stage. He's the all-time, and you know, I never knew you were so emotional, Mike. I never saw Mike like that. You must like these people, huh?
Ugh.
You must like. He likes the two. Well, I know what it is. He's got a great show going on that does very well in the ratings, so he has to really be out there. And they do great in the ratings. But
Oh my God, whoever the fuck that he's talking about, he's basically making the case that he was emotional during his statement about the death of Diamond because it helps his show. Is that Mike Pillow? Ugh, fucking gross.
Mike is a great guy. But that was very emotional. That shows love, right?
Yeah.
That shows love. It's a
Yeah, unlike whatever the fuck this is.
great. It's a great thing. I don't know if
It's so great.
I want to cry, because if I do, I'm going to get. I think the press. I was thinking about it. I was going to say,
I was thinking about crying, you know, like you do, Mike, that fake crying shit you do. But I was like, nah, the press will make fun of me because I care about someone's death.
Yes, actually, Laura, do you think during this little platitudes, because the platitudes are great for this
Platitudes.
incredible woman, do you think if I broke down and cried, it would be a positive or a negative?
Jesus Christ. Should I bring a styptic pencil and just poke my own fucking eyeball with it in the middle of it and do like, by the way, if I may, just this platitudes. A remark or statement, especially one with moral content, that has been used too often to be interesting or thoughtful. He masks his disdain for her with platitudes about how she should believe in herself more.
If I just broke down.
Yeah, you have to actually care before that will happen. And also, well, I mean, I don't doubt that at some point he might have like a panic attack and start weeping when he gets under pressure from legal shit, because it could snap anybody at some point, but no.
And I said, I can't do that.
It's not something you do on purpose, dummy. And second of all, you're incapable.
I don't know. What do you think? You think the base would understand? They probably would, right? I think so.
You think imagine fucking field checking your emotions.
I think so. She said they would, but the media wouldn't.
Why would the media give a fuck? As a matter of, I honestly think if he wept at her memorial service, everybody would go like, who the fuck is this guy?
Right. I think you're right. So I just tell you that...
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, media would come after me, so I'm not gonna... Yeah, I mean, she'll be dead for a long time. I can cry later. I'll figure it out.
We had a Super Bowl party at Mar-a-Lago giving a tour to Diamond, and everybody was there, and she looked so beautiful, and it's so hard to understand what could have happened. And, you know, when you got to know
COVID
her, there was nobody that was kinder. There was absolutely nobody that was a more devoted person to the common sense of our country and to
devoted to the common sense of our... It's a fucking citation needed.
Making our country great again. There was just nobody like her. And I'm sitting...
Except her sister, where they would literally finish each other's sentences, and you would kind of play up, if you were memorializing two sisters that worked together and worked so well together, you'd recognize that they were alike in their own ways, and you wouldn't say there's nobody like her and make her sister invisible. I don't know. I seem more upset about this than the family is.
Next to, and I'm standing here looking at a person that I think is going to make you so proud of what's going to, because there's so many things that has to be done through the tears.
Yes, Silk, it's all up to you.
And the grief, let us celebrate this incredible life, because we know that Diamond lived the life that God intended for her to live. She's an influence.
That's it's written right there on the paper, that she lived the life that God was, and she died the death that God intended, and she had the sickness that God intended to sick on her, and she...
Influencer. I noticed Silk was using the term influencer. You're an influencer. I didn't think of that term. I hear influences, but they're usually bad influences. You're a great...
It's difficult. Grandparents have a hard time with hipster language.
Influencer. As she once said, we had no plans for any of this, just snowballed.
Just snowballed.
God is the author of our lives. I don't have to be what they want me to be. I can be what God created us to be. That's a beautiful expression. I mean, there are so many beautiful expressions today.
Yeah, when these words come together and mean things to people that, you know, they add the meaning of themselves, or it just says something when something is said, you know, and they say these things and then they're said, and then people react to the things they say like they're something. That's really something, you know? This motherfucker, like, every time I think, like, Kushner or fucking, you know, all these, like, sort of android-esque people that wander around, like, this dude has no connection to anybody. I mean, beyond the fact that he's just a friendless asshole and he treats his family and his wife like garbage most of the time, and the rest of the time they just have to put up with it. So anytime he even says, oh, that's okay, they're like, oh my God, it's wonderful, it's manna from heaven. But the rest of the time, he's just a dick all the time. Zero fucking friends. Zero.
And many of them are just said at the podium, and you don't think...
Yes, thank you. Describing humaning. these words that people say in certain orders where they say them into a microphone.
I think I'm writing them down and have them. I have every one of them. You'll be very upset when I start quoting the lines. You say, he got that line from me, okay?
Yeah, because he's not going to give you any credit.
Looking around the room, we see just a small
And by the way, he didn't steal them from her. He stole them from her dead sister, who's apparently right fucking there.
measure of the mark that she left upon the world, the lives that she touched, the eyes that she opened, the spirits that she lifted, and the love she inspired all along the way. Still,
He's like just sitting there, like going through this first time he's seen it, just reading it verbatim. These things, because they're so true. They're so true. They're written right here. And she turned page over. She turned the page. Oh, shit. She smile. She smiled. So she smiled a lot. Her smile would light up a room, and some rooms are dark.
Liz, we will miss her greatly. We will remember her always, and together we will carry on a mission that has been an amazing mission. There's never been anything like it in the
There's never been a mission like this in the whole world. A mission of two black ladies to like me, which is, I think, the greatest mission that any pair of black women could ever go through, is that they were devoted to me, and that is a mission anyone would be proud of, except me, because I think it's kind of stupid because I have ego issues.
history of our country. You know, I say that all the time.
Yes, we know. You say most of the shit you've said tonight all the time, and then the rest of the stuff, it seems like you're just making up out of thin air or reading off a piece of paper because someone else thought
The
it.
press, I say, there's never been a movement like MAGA.
Yeah, there has. I mean, everybody's seen that picture of the KKK gathering at Madison Square Garden.
Make America great again. America first. You know, these are expressions, but they're very important expressions. And, you know, for the second run, I was going to...
Oh, he's going to throw back to CAG, Keep America Great, but now we're going to have to make it great again after we did it.
Go CAG.
Right. Yeah, that was his idea. MAGA was not. MAGA was ripped off. He didn't like it. He thought MAGA sounded weak, but he stuck with it, and he talked about it a lot early on in the campaign and even later. And then he came up with CAG. Why not Keep America Great? CAG. And then everybody was like, you sound like you're choking to death.
You know what that is, right? Keep America great. I'm so glad I didn't. But the fact is, I couldn't do it because America, we were going to be using that for what we're doing and what we were
No, they weren't.
doing. But America...
Because they would have while he was running again. The whole point is make America great again first. Now that I've been here for 4 years, let's keep America great. This isn't about, like, he wasn't planning on a 4-year break between running for president again. He thought he was going to run and win in 2020.
America, you can't really use that expression because America has declined. It's a nation.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just, worse than before you were even president. So I mean, other than, infrastructure fixes that are happening and the businesses that are recovering and, GDP that's going up and the fact that of all the inflation on the planet in the industrialized world, ours is the lowest, except for like 2 other countries,
Nation in
which have an entire population smaller than Illinois.
decline. I say it in rallies. We have our great rallies, which will start in a few months. The press said yesterday...
Oh, yeah. They're going to be awesome.
The press said yesterday, he's not campaigning. He's not. I announced, I just want to put my cards on the table. You poker players understand. I want to place my cards on the table. Let
Yeah, that's all right.
somebody know it's not going to be easy for you because
That's folding.
we want to get this thing right. We had it right.
He literally went like this, which would be folding.
We had it so right.
We had it so right. It was so good, especially with those hundreds of thousands of Americans
When
dying.
you look at, we're the greatest economy in the world, the most jobs ever created in this country,
Not even close. Oh, you mean the Biden administration? Yeah.
far more than you have today.
Nope.
You know, you read low unemployment, but that's because many people aren't considered unemployed because they're not
Because they have 2 jobs.
looking for a job purposely. So you have a
They're not looking for another job.
much smaller number by millions and millions of people. The difference is massive. Actually, we understand that. You know, they say 3.5, but a lot of people aren't looking for jobs, so it's not.
Because their partner makes, their wages have gone up, so they make enough so that the other person doesn't have to actually work. Wouldn't that be
Not
lovely?
included. But we have to get it right. We have to get the whole thing right. I think we have an incredible opportunity. I believe that
Yeah, we do. She doesn't. This is still a memorial. All right.
Diamond has
Passed on.
made that opportunity for us. I think maybe we wouldn't have been successful without Diamond and Silk.
You weren't. You lost.
Because 2016, nobody's ever seen anything like 2016.
Yeah, especially 2020.
You know, when you would have every once in a while, you'd have a
God.
politician who'd go out, and it was an outlier, and they'd go into a primary, and they'd come in second in New Hampshire. And just coming in second in New Hampshire or coming in third in Iowa, they were assured of fame. We won everything. We ran the table. And we had Make America Great. And then we did better the second time. And we're going to do even better the third time. We're going to swamp them because
I know who all the swamp people are now, and I wasn't able to drain the swamp. So if you can't beat the swamp, be the swamp.
somebody said, how can you stop? I actually spoke about this with Diamond because she said, how do we stop the cheating? How do we stop it where you get more votes but you still don't win?
And you go, and you whisper to her, that didn't really happen. I just can't look like a loser to MAGA or they'll leave.
And the answer is the Republicans have to get tougher. The top people have to get tougher. And you have to really swamp them. There's
Yeah, swamp. That's what we need, more
the
swamp.
level at which even
Swamp.
they can't produce. And so if you win big enough, you're going to get there. And then once
Yeah, that's how Biden won.
we're there, we're going to straighten it all out. And
Yeah, you'll straighten it all out. What's crooked about it right now, other than Hillary, I suppose?
get it back to where it was. But
Oh, great. To tens of thousands of Americans dying every month.
I just want to leave by saying, Silk,
I'm just glad you're leaving.
we love you. I got to know you today. Diamond,
After years, he was introduced to them in 2015. They did campaigns all over the fucking place. They were always together. Always.
we love you. I've known you for a long time. And Diamond, rest in peace. We love you so much. God bless you. And God bless everyone in this room. You're really,
Very special.
you're friends of mine. You're friends of this family. This family is an incredible family. And to be here for me is a tremendous honor. Thank you.
What a weird Freudian slip. To be here for me is a tremendous honor.
Thank you very much, everybody. Tremendous honor. Thank you.
Good Lord, that was painful. I don't know, honest to God, how the living shit, like, what must he be thinking after that? What's got to go through your mind? Because I've spoken at people's funerals. It's not fun. It's heartbreaking. I'm a crier. I'm an easy crier, so I find it difficult to speak. And but everybody hopes that they came across well. They do their best. They really try to focus on, not only the person who passed and their legacy, but the people around them who are the closest, that they had, the biggest relationship with, and they're grieving, because that's really what the impact in the world that you experience is the grief that people experience when someone's gone. So I just don't know I don't know how this asshole. Sorry, my right earpiece just died, but yeah, I'll be able to hear it. Does he just think immediately like, that was awesome, nailed it? Or does he go, that's over, thank God I'm done with that. Oh, that was a thing. And then just bullshit about beautiful, beautiful stuff and da da da. I was just glad he didn't sit on the coffin. Fuck, that's awful. Ugh. I'm amazed. I am genuinely amazed. I did not know Trump's his self-congratulatory fake eulogy for Diamond would be that fucking long, or that big a part of the show. Holy hell, I'm gonna have to break that into chapters. Good Lord. I just don't understand like how he is completely incapable of regular human interaction. And maybe that's part of it. Maybe a certain type of famous person that gets to the, the kind of the peak of their fame, whatever that is just that kind of human. You know what I mean? He's very Kanye in that regard. There are some folks that get where they are by being completely disassociated with actual humans. And I guess there are certain people like the Michael Cohens of the world and stuff who initially mistake that, absolute disregard for the people around them as toughness or resolute behavior, when in reality, they just don't have the imagination to come up with any alternative options in a situation. So they have to barrel ahead, because while the rest of us have to burn our boats at the shore to drive ourselves forward, he can't even imagine there are or ever were any. It's just that direction. And that nobody in your way has any worth or any meaningful addition to the situation. So, I mean, perhaps. At this point, it's hard even to say where Trump's ego works into this, because some of this just seems like a muscle, I'd say muscle memory, but it's more like a cramp in his fucking head. It's odd. It's like back in the day, this sort of attachment to these kind of like self-congratulatory bullshit that he used to do seemed to be based on his own personality and his own ego. But like what we just watched in that Diamond nonsense, it was just horrifying. That seemed like somebody on just lost. He sounded more adrift in that shit. And it's like when you can't swim that well and you're in the middle of the pool and you just feel better having your hand on the edge of the pool, Yeah, my kid learned to swim a few years ago, and so I remember that period where he could get into deeper water, but as long as he had his hand on the side of the pool, it didn't feel any different, that kind of thing. That's what it seems like with Trump and these kind of like talking points about, that were from the speeches that he said a bunch of times, where it's like muscle memory to repeat them, but it's like the only thing he said. He just walks up in front of the crowd and just starts blathering about it. People used to come up all the time because I make stand-up look so easy. And they'd go, man, it scares me to death. I couldn't go up there. I'd be so scared that I would go up there and freeze. That's one of the big things. Everybody thinks that they're going to go up there and they won't know what to say. Oh my God, I would just freeze and not know what to say. The opposite is most of the time true. What people do is they hate the silence. They think every silence has to be filled because they think that's part and parcel of the job. Every time they've watched something, the silence is either filled by someone talking or someone laughing. So any silence is bad. It doesn't equal listening to them. It's just crickets and doom. And so what people will do is instead of freezing and not saying anything, they'll actually start blathering. They'll do like, it's all TMI at that point. They will start saying stuff they won't tell their best friend. They will embarrass themselves. They'll talk about their sexuality and the last shit they took and all kinds of stuff to just like, maybe I can connect on this. It's really panicky and odd. And that's for like open micers, people like that, or people who, are forced to host. It happens all the time with like minor celebs or people from other businesses that will MC something at the Improv. That's happened over the years a few times. Politicians or fucking weather people or whatever, or porn stars or what have you. But people will come up and they'll just blather. Former FBI McGonagall is the story of the day. I agree. C4 Miles. We talked about that at the beginning, and we'll talk about it more on Wednesday. I have no doubt because more of it's going to come out. Trump felt more like that. And for a guy that's been speaking publicly for a long time, done lots of rallies, he felt more like somebody who was new to it, which I think has something to do with the state of his brain. As a aging man with shitty health and a bad diet and a stressful life and a lot of shit being thrown his way, I'll show you what I mean on our way out the door. And this is from Truth Social. This is Trump's Truth Social account. His Telegram account. Hi. Oh, kittens. Hold on. Screw it. Kittens are better than Trump. Let's see. Hold on. Hi guys. You got your veils on? You got your veils on? Hi Ash. This is Ash. He's such a sweetie. And look, there he is. Yeah. Yes.
Say hi.
It's Smokey. This is Ash and Smokey. And yeah. And now they're purring like crazy. Yep. ASMR. Hi. What's up there, buddy?
What do you have to say?
He's like, can I attack that fan? Can I attack the string on the fan?
They're fixed.
Well, they're broken. I will stand by this, and not just because they're both boy cats. But you do not fix something that already works. They were both broken.